It's been so long, hopefully we remember everything. Did you hear that opening? Hello! Oh, you will be able to hear it. I know when I edit, but it is what it is. Hello everyone and welcome back to
Foster the Meeple, a channel all about board games and board gamey things.
Say exactly.
Exactly.
We are here again today for another episode of Board Games and Brew. We don't have our Boardroom Game Cafe mugs because we used them yesterday because we're dumb. I broke my own rule. Did you just get that all over the table?
It's been on the table. I spilt it on the way coming down the stairs.
Do you want to know why? I saw him coming down the stairs holding his mug like this.
That's not why.
Why don't you hold it by the handle?
That wouldn't have mattered.
Because you then can hold it like double.
It wouldn't have mattered.
To make it steady.
I was fleet of foot, going too quick.
Fleet of foot. Fleet of foot.
Fleet of foot.
I never heard of that before. Look it up. You just say things and
I
you just
don't.
think that they're common terms.
It is.
And it isn't. Fleet of foot, able to run fast. You said flea. That's his fleet.
I said fleet of foot.
You said that. We are here today to do a recap of our time at Dice Tower West. This video is a little bit later than we had hoped it would be. Thought maybe we'd be able to do it this last Saturday, but time got away from us, as
Indeed.
It typically does. So this is just like a discussion video.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell you about our time,
Yep.
what we saw, what we played, what we liked, what we didn't like, a little bit about our trip. So where do we start? Maybe from the beginning. Okay, I was born in 1988. It was a Tuesday. Just kidding.
Was it a Tuesday?
Yeah, it was. Tuesday
How do you know that?
At 7:11 a.m.
That's so weird. I don't know that.
My mom had it written on a plate.
Like a dinner plate?
It was on like a display plate on a shelf. The journey started for me in Orlando. So I was traveling for work. I went to Orlando, then I had to go to Houston, and then I went to Vegas and Jeff met me in Vegas. Should we even start with like your traumatizing experience getting to Vegas?
Yeah, but you'll have to like, if I get too chatty,
I'll speed it up. I'll
tell me to shut up.
chipmunk voice you. Don't worry about it.
I get a little bit rambly. Terrible experience. How do I do this quickly? My flight to Toronto was delayed severely. I landed when my next flight, my connecting flight, was supposed to be boarding. I had asked the gentleman next to me if they minded if I deplaned before them. They said, yep, no problem. Other people had heard me said that and said, yeah, go ahead, go ahead. I got to the first class section and I said, my plane's boarding now. Do you mind if I jump ahead to the front? The guy did not acknowledge me. He blocked me off from the alley and he literally made me sit there. He let everyone out in front of him, grab their bags, go slowly, and then once everyone in front of him was off, he then like put his hands down and walked. That's how it started. Get to the gate. I like rushed up to the front and I'm like, there's no way I'm making this. Ask the agent, am I going to make this flight? She asked which flight. I told her, she said, if you run. So I ran. I ran the entirety of the Toronto airport. I got through security, customs as quickly as I possibly could. I continue to run, and this gate, I am not kidding you, was on the farthest end of the Toronto airport. As far away as I possibly could have ran. So I'm still running. My plane's about to take off. I'm like, there's just no way this is happening. So then the real bad part hits. I get to the gate. 3 Air Canada employees are there, and not one of them acknowledged me. So I'm standing there, and then she's like, hand me your stuff. So I handed her my passport, and she said, you need to open it to your picture. So I said, okay. And I opened it up to the picture. She looks at it, and then she looks at her colleague, and she's like, well, do we let him on? In that voice. I took a deep breath, and I said, Jeff, don't say anything, because they hold the power in their hands.
Yeah.
They let me on the flight. I got to Vegas. I get a notification when we're landing that my bag didn't make it. Okay, let's speed this up.
Bag didn't arrive. I slept the first night. I got in super late. Pretty much went right to bed. Slept with my contacts in. I had nothing. Air Canada gave me like an XXL t-shirt. The tiniest, ridiculous. The tiniest deodorant you've ever seen in your life.
It's so cute.
Ridiculous. That next night at about 10 o'clock, I get not a phone call. I got a text and an email stating my bags were out front. And I knew they were coming approximately at that time. I thought they'd call me. The picture was my bag next to a plant in the front of the hotel.
Just saying your bag is
outside. That's it. I ran to the front. I ran because I thought someone would steal it. I thought they just left it outside. Anyway, I ran all the way down outside and it was with the bellman. Which, perfect. I wouldn't have panicked if you would have taken a photo next to the bellman or said, hey, it's with the bellman. Or call me.
Needless to say, Jeff's trip was off to a great start.
I emailed Air Canada and they offered me a 30% discount. All right, so that's how we started Vegas.
Yeah, so we arrived on Sunday the 27th. We didn't do anything that night. Then on Monday, Tyler and Ilya from Cavray arrived. The loves of our lives.
The loves of our lives.
BFF. So they came early so we could hang out for a day, and that's exactly what we did. Okay, so the first day with Tyler and Ilya, we played a bunch of games, including Dungeons, Dice, and Danger.
Ugh.
Yes. Okay, so Dungeons, Dice, and Danger is a new roll and write from Ravensburger that is amazing. We talked
not
about
out
it.
yet.
No, we talked about it in our wrap-up, so we played that a couple of times with them throughout the trip, but we played that on the first day. That's pretty much, I think that's the first game we played. We also played like Fantasy Realms, Tessie Messy, and Scout. So just some like smaller games.
Yeah.
And then really we just kind of hung out with them.
That's going to be a common narrative. We pretty much hung out with them the entire time. And Sam and Katie.
Exactly. So Tyler's favorite game of all time is Paladins of the West Kingdom.
And we had not played it yet.
No, it's the only one from that series that we never played. We were like, yeah, we'll definitely play it. We had to play it on the floor of their hotel room because it's just so huge and the hotel rooms didn't have big enough tables. Yeah. And we played that for like...
And the convention halls weren't open yet.
No, yeah. So we played that for like hours and we literally just finished it in the nick of time. And then we went up to Darlene's room. Okay, so earlier that day or the day before, I can't remember, we ran into Darlene, who is someone from our Discord. She is amazing. Like probably like salt of the earth.
Yeah, she's so nice.
Most amazing human.
And she supports a lot of content creators. And yeah, she's a fabulous human being.
That night, she invited us up to her room along with some other people just to kind of hang out a little bit. So we went up there and then we met Amy and Maggie from Thinker Themer for the first time. We got to chat with them a little bit. And then just a bunch of other people that were in the room as well. And of course, Tyler and Ilya were there. We got to meet some people. Treasure, Nacho, Steve, and Darlene were there. And I think that was
If we forget any names, apologies. We met a ton of people through that whole week. So
yes. We just went up there and we chatted for a little while. And then we ended up going to a Chinese restaurant for dinner with Shannon, who works with Chip Theory Games. It was her birthday. So we went out for a birthday dinner with Shannon. We had some really good Chinese food. They gave us portion sizes that were fit for a king.
Yes, they
were gigantic. That's a running theme.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that more as we go along. But yeah, that first night was really just kind of about hanging out. Like I said, people were kind of like filtering in, so we got to like see people and people were like stopping each other, and that was really fun. So that was all like pre-con. So now we're just gonna like dive right in to the con. So Dice Tower West is a full-on playing games con.
Very, very small publisher section.
Yes.
And like there's a preview section for newer games, but really it's all about the play area and the library and stuff.
The focus is go play games. And that is what we did. We ended up playing a ton of games with a ton of different people. We'll probably just go through some of like our highlights, like our favorite games that we played. Highlight games. I think one of them for both of us was Brian Boru. Brian Boru, who we played with Mick. From our family.
So we had set up to play Brian Boru with Sam and Kate. Sam from Lord of the Board and his wife. We were setting up and then Mick strolls in and's like, I want to play, and sat down, and then we ended up playing 2 games of Brian Boru with Mick, Katie, and Sam. And it was awesome. An absolute blast. Like I don't think we finished till like 2 in the morning, which is another common theme. It's
like a trick-taking area control game. It's very unique, and I don't know. We loved it.
It was
loved
very
it. Loved
good.
it. Loved it. That was a highlight. We also got to play Red Cathedral for the first time, which we loved, and we played that with Ilya from Cavray and Eric, who works with Portal Games.
Yeah, he does.
Not works for, but
he does some streaming for Portal Games.
Exactly. So we got to play a 4-player game of that. That game was super fun.
Yes.
We loved that game big time. We tried Ginkopolis for the first time. We just learned it at the table with Tyler.
I think you liked that one more than I did.
I really liked that game. Big
Dwellings of Eldervale. I finally got to play Dwellings of Eldervale, and we got to play that again with Sam from Lord of the Board and Tim Chuan. And we'll link any of the content people will link. That was amazing. I actually have that pre-ordered. I'm super excited to get a copy of it.
Oh, we got to play the new Villainous set with Sam and Katie as well. I played as Madame Mim, and Jeff got to play as Lotso. You guys know how I feel about Villainous, and it's not available here in Canada yet. I think it's just the Target pre-release or whatever that was available. It was super fun. I'm very excited to add that to the collection.
Yeah, it was very good.
We got to play test and demo Burn Cycle, which
Yep.
is the new chip theory game that's coming out.
Yeah. Thank you, Shannon, for showing that to us.
Thank you, Shannon. It was a huge game full of robots and lots of chips and magnetic, like metal
Typical
minis,
chip
and
theory fare.
the production was just insane. Like, it was insane. Poor Shannon had to carry this gigantic game around, but it was awesome. We also got to play Fearsome Floors with Daryl and Erica.
Yeah, so Daryl is the designer of Sagrada and fellow Canadian and amazingly nice human.
Yes.
Erica also super nice, does some stuff with Spin Master. But yeah, Fearsome Floors it's like an older...
It's a Friedman Freeze
game. Yeah. Super silly.
Very silly. I died.
Super fun.
I died very early on.
Super fun.
Oh, we got to play Night of the Ninja with Johnny O'Neill from Brotherwise, who... It's a Brotherwise game, so it was really cool to play that with him. We actually have a copy of that now, which is exciting.
Yeah, it's a very, very fun party game.
And we got to play Long Shot the Dice Game, which is a racing game. But we got to play with our Discord friends, and that was amazing.
And thank you, John, for bringing that game and letting us experience it with you and everyone else.
Yeah, it was super, super fun. Oh, we got to play Parade with Monique, Naveen, and Tyler and Ilya. So Monique and Naveen from Before You Play, and Tyler and Ilya once again of Cabaret. This is like an Alice in Wonderland themed card game that I need to own. Anyways, it involves some kind of math that I didn't understand.
It took me a little bit of time to get over the initial, like, how does this work?
Literally,
I'm still not getting it.
The whole game, I was like, so if I play this, and I would like look at Monique, she'd be like, well, then you'd have to take all those. I'm like, okay, that was just a question then. I'll play this. But it was super fun, and the art was amazing. We also tried Ice Cool.
Yeah, it was too late at night, I think.
Yeah, I was not good at that game.
Yeah. One more we'll mention quickly. We did get to play, is it Sonora? Sonora.
From
Pandasaurus, which is like, it's kind of crokinole.
It's very crokinole-esque.
You're basically flicking these discs onto a player board, and wherever your discs land, it lets you do certain things on your roll and on your...
it's a flick and right.
Yeah, flick and right. I loved it. It was so fun. I love little dexterity games.
Yeah.
Just like Ice Cool, just like crokinole. And this was like a combination of crokinole plus roll and right. And that was really, really neat. So thank you. Played that with Illy and Tyler.
So we played a lot of other games as well, but those are just kind of some of either the new to us ones or ones that really stood out to us. And the thing about Dice Tower West and the games is that, like, the library is huge. There are thousands and thousands of games, and it's almost like a little overwhelming. You walk into the library and you're kind of like,
I think it was tough. It was tough to walk in without knowing what you kind of wanted.
Yeah.
There's two ways it kind of happened for us. We would go in knowing what we wanted, and we would ask where it was, and then we'd get it. The alternative was like, we just walk in and be like, what do we see? Like, that's what we did with like Ginkopolis and stuff. It was like, what do we see?
Well, let's try this. Yeah, and then other than that, in terms of like the convention itself, we did go to Paula's one-woman live show, Paula Deming.
Good.
It was amazing.
It was so good.
so good. We loved it. We love Paula, so we knew it wasn't going to disappoint.
Incredibly funny and so entertaining, and I have so much respect for how she can go up and do that stuff. So she basically like improv'd a bunch of songs. Yeah. It was insane.
And then showed like different clips of her skits and stuff like that. It was very, very good. Yeah. And then we went to a Brotherwise event with a bunch of different content creators. That was awesome. We got to spend some time with Alicia and Dwayne from Blackboard Gaming and Mick and Starla during that event. So that was great.
It was nice to just sit and be able to like just chat about life and what, you know, their bit about their story and ours. It was nice to just it's nice to get to know them. Yeah,
and other than that, it was just games.
Yeah, I mean, we also spent a little bit of time exploring the strip. So Eric, we mentioned again, does some streaming for Portal Games.
Does Nirishima Hex is his big thing with them.
So we went out to dinner with Eric and his wife Lisa.
Yeah.
And they were incredible hosts. They're so kind. We went to a wonderful restaurant, had some incredible food.
Ooh, yeah, it was a Bobby Flay restaurant.
And then we just they showed us around some of the casinos and a bit of the strip, and it was just a really lovely evening.
Yeah,
and,
good to go with people who've been before, and Lisa kind of knew where she was going and what she was doing, and showed us all of the lobbies of the casinos, because now I know, if you want to check out the hotels and the casinos, go to the lobby, because that's where all the fancy stuff is.
Yeah. Exactly.
Crazy.
And then other Vegas stuff. We didn't do a ton of Vegas stuff.
No.
But we went to a RuPaul show, which was awesome.
RuPaul Live.
So good. We again with Illy and Tyler.
Yeah, we went to the Cheesecake Factory. It was delicious.
I just I had a burrito the size of a human
God.
baby.
The portion sizes.
The burrito, I'm not kidding, was this big.
We have pictures, and maybe this is a
and I almost ate the whole thing.
To take a little bit of a tangent to that, like Jeff had a burrito the size of a baby.
Remember the breakfast
and
I
then
had?
he had a breakfast that was literally like, it was basically Jeff versus the world.
I ordered this Eggs Benedict. It was fried chicken Eggs Benedict.
Yeah.
And I thought it'd be like a little, I was like, oh, I could go with a little bit of salty and some, hollandaise. It was
a mountain.
It was a mountain of food with huge pieces of chicken with like hollandaise.
There were waffles in it too.
And a mound of mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes.
It was nuts, and there was egg. But it was good. 5 people could have ate it.
It was good, though.
It was delicious. So was the burrito. That burrito could have fed a family.
Easily.
But I ate it.
The food portions were just nuts. Nutso.
Now let's maybe go into
Vegas
itself. Yeah. And how it's just not.
For us.
For us.
Okay, first of all, Vegas is just...
It's too much glitz and glam for me.
It's so loud.
It's very loud. It's very bright.
And people smoke everywhere.
That's the biggest thing.
And it's no offense to you if you're a smoker, but if you do not smoke and you are not used to being exposed to cigarette smoke, to have it be everywhere,
you couldn't escape it.
And you could not escape
unless you went outside.
It was fine on the convention because obviously there's no smoking down there. But like in the casino, walking to the rooms and all of that stuff, like there was one point where I physically was having trouble breathing, and I was like, I can't do this.
The RuPaul show.
The RuPaul show was
had
just
smoke everywhere.
It was horrendous. Like I was literally like trying to catch my breath, and I just couldn't. So that for me right there, we don't have that here. You can't smoke in the casino here.
No, I think that's a very like Vegas thing.
Yeah, I was like, you can't smoke anywhere inside in Nova Scotia anyways. I don't know about the rest of Canada, but I'm pretty sure you can't. So it's just not something that we were used to. And it was very loud all the time.
I had a blast at the convention.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vegas was nice. I'm so glad we got to experience it. And, it's that check off of the bucket list. Not sure if I'd ever go back. I'd go back to the convention.
But not once. See, but here's the thing, though. We didn't really explore any of, the
it was also tough.
It was also tough
because it was not warm.
That's right.
So
it was cold.
We didn't explore a lot because it was cold out.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't really want to walk all day in this cold. I know that you can walk through and it's inside and stuff.
There was one nice day.
And we were also just distracted by seeing all of these people we've wanted to interact with and play games with.
It's like you don't want to leave.
Yeah, we focused on that. I'm glad we did.
Yes, me too.
Because I had a blast at the convention.
Yeah. There are some things in Vegas that I think that I would like to see. Like I would like to go to that horror museum or, some of those little quirky, weird, touristy types of things that we just didn't have time to do. The other thing was at the hotel that we were at, the Rio, where the convention was held. Now the convention section was fine. Everything was in good shape. It wasn't dirty, but the hotel side was very, very dingy and old. And what Mick, I believe, said that they have recently sold it and they're going to be redoing it, which will be nice. But just from our experience, that's not a place that I would want to stay at again. It would almost even be worth it to stay somewhere else and just take an Uber or a cabin. Yeah,
one thing actually I forgot to mention when we were talking about games.
Oh, okay.
Because it's not on, I don't think you have it on your list because we didn't play it together. 2 more games, sorry. One, I got to play Root with Sam, the Root King, Lord of the Board, and Ilya and Tyler. And it was their quasi first time. I think they had, similar to me, played it live before but didn't really have a great experience.
Yeah.
It was the first time to sit and play Root with friends, and it was amazing. And it just reconfirmed why Root is my favorite game. Had a blast with it. But on top of that, I got taught, so Jamie was busy playing another game, I got taught Dice Miner by Ruel. Go check out Ruel. He's amazing human. I got to play that with Michael from Nerd Shelves.
Yep.
So we got to meet Michael. Judy, unfortunately, was not there. Judy, would love to meet you sometime.
Would love to have seen you there.
Hopefully next time. And Bill, Mr. Coaster. I had a lot of fun with Dice Miner. It was really cool, kind of dice manipulation. It was really neat. So thank you, Ruel, for teaching that to us. I just wanted to mention it briefly because I had a really good time with that. Forgot about it until right now, because again, not on the list.
Because I was also working while in Vegas.
Yeah.
And it spoiled everything, basically. So I did miss out on some stuff, which was kind of a bummer.
I think overall, we got to meet some incredible people in the Discord. If we're missing anyone again, sorry.
I apologize.
It was just a long week.
It was a long time.
We got to meet Luke.
Yep.
And play games with Luke and Trina.
Yes.
So we got to play a quick game of Parks before we had to
finish.
We didn't get to finish, unfortunately. It was also just a super busy convention for us. But we did get to fit in a game with them.
Mm-hmm.
So Luke and Trina, so nice to meet you. Luke gifted us a couple games.
Yep. Red Cathedral, Alien Encounters,
Cosmic
Encounters,
and Deception, Murder in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
And then had gifted a game to Trina
Yep.
for her to take back for her kids.
She's a teacher.
For students. So that was super awesome. Then I'm probably getting the order mixed up, but obviously we mentioned we got to play Long Shot with John and his wife.
Yep.
And then we were joined by Ward and his wife.
Yep.
Who also gifted us with, again, everyone that we met was so kind.
Yeah.
With some expansion stuff to Kanban,
Yep.
which was super nice. And we had other people come up. We got to see Bryce again. So we had met Bryce at PAX.
Yep.
And Bryce was at Dice Tower West. So we got to play a game with Bryce. That was awesome.
Long Shot.
And Dan, the Bard Gamer.
Bard Gamer.
He is on YouTube. He's starting to do some stuff, so go check him out. We didn't get to play a game with Dan. We kept trying to. We were super busy, so apologies on our end, Dan.
Mm-hmm.
It was just super hectic. And every time we would sit down to play a game, like with the Discord people, he was playing Tidal Blades, I think, at the time. It just, wires kept getting crossed.
We got to play Abandon All Artichokes with John and his wife, too.
Yes, and Abandon All Artichokes with John and his wife. Right as they were going to bed, I think, and we were going back to the convention hall, and they were like, let's play a game quick, and we did.
Turn it around, John!
And all the content people that we got to meet.
Oh my gosh.
We've mentioned a bunch of them, but if we've missed anyone, again, apologies.
Yes.
But it was just so nice, because at PAX, we had run into a lot of these people, but it was just so busy.
Yeah.
It was so much more busy, trying to chat with publishers and doing business stuff at PAX. Not that it didn't happen at Dice Tower, because it did, but there was more time to sit and talk and interact and play games with some of these people that we've interacted with for a year and just have not been in person at the same time or just been busy.
It's so tough because there's so many people that you want to play games with, and like Jeff said, like there's people like Sam and Katie as an example. We just we wanted to hang out with them because we've now known them on YouTube for like a year, and then we finally got to meet and we're like, this is amazing, like I just want to hang out with you guys all the time. So it's just really tough.
Yeah, and especially at the end when you start reflecting, and I kept saying, like these moments are so fleeting, and it's tough for us when we go to these conventions because some of our best friends that we've made are in this space. Yeah. So then we're in a place like Dice Tower for 5 days, and we're not going to see them again for a year. Yeah. So we're like, let's hang out as much as we can. Yeah, let's play as many games as we can, and that does make things difficult to arrange with other people. Yes. Totally. Because again, we want to focus on spending as much time with as many people as we can, but that's just unrealistic. Yeah. It's just not going to happen.
And you would think 5 days, we've got plenty. That went by so fast.
It was like lightning.
We stayed up until 2 or 3 in the morning.
Every night. Yeah.
To the point where we were we got weird and giddy.
Yeah.
We were laughing so hard playing Paladins with Tyler and Ilya. We were literally crying. Yeah. We Uber Eats McDonald's at 2 a.m. and we didn't realize that it was 2 a.m. We're like, what are we doing with our lives ridiculous. Right now?
Yeah.
It was
We had not
eaten.
We had not eaten.
No.
And it's we should get some food. We didn't have dinner. And it was 1:30 in the morning. Yeah. And we're like, we just ordered a bunch of McDonald's at 1:30 in the morning. You just lose time in these conventions too, because there's no it's in the casino, so there's no light, there's no windows or anything. It reminds
me about the casino and everything. It was so cold in there. They pumped in cold air.
Yeah, they pump in the oxygen, right?
So if you are planning on going to Dice Tower West,
bring some warm sweaters.
Bring sweaters because it was freaking cold.
What an experience.
We had a blast.
I had an absolute blast.
Yeah, and to everybody that stopped us to say hi, that came over to the table to say hi, thank you for doing that. I'm just remembering just sitting here Wilson from the Discord.
Yes.
His name isn't Wilson, but it's Wilson in the Discord. He stopped us in line, and we got to see the guys from Board Game Barrage again, and Kellen, we got to see,
I did. You were working.
Yeah, I got to say briefly hi to Neil and Mark. Yeah. But there's all of these people that it's there's so many more people that we wish we could have sat down and had time with, and it just didn't happen.
You almost need another 2 weeks.
You need a 2 week con. Can we just make that? Can we just make a 2 week con? That'd be great. great.
Mhm.
It's so fun.
And I want to mention too, like when we got home, we had a couple messages of people from our Discord that were like, "Hey, we saw you, but we thought you were busy, so we didn't
just
come up."
say hi. It doesn't matter.
Please, if you see us at a convention, because again, there's only so many, and we can only go to so many.
Yeah.
Come say hi.
Come say hi to us.
You are
please.
never bothering us.
Mm-mm.
Come say hi. We want to say hi. We want to interact with you. We can't necessarily maybe commit to a game, but we always want to say hi and have a quick chat.
Yes, definitely. Because, like, I think for us now, the expectation at the conventions is you know you're going to get interrupted while you're playing games. That's just part of it, and it's totally fine to do that, in my opinion. If it's us, you can interrupt us whenever you want.
We got to meet John D. Clare.
Oh my god, we got to meet Sir John D. Clare. I found out he's not actually knighted. It is now confirmed.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a bummer. I think he should be.
Mhm.
But he is like my favorite designer.
Yes.
I had a little mini fangirl moment in my brain
Jamie.
where I was over processing everything that was happening, and he's asking me questions, and I'm just like, "Are you a knight?" And then, "Are you knighted?" I call you Sir
Thank
John
you.
D. Clare,
By the
and
way,
I was like,
Trina.
oh my God.
Trina brought him over.
Yeah, Trina's
And
John
we
D.
were
Clare's best
mid-game,
friend.
and it was sudden, and Jamie just froze.
I was like, "You're like my favorite designer."
And like,
what do I do? What
Jamie
do I
was
do
like,
now?
I don't know what. She was like, I don't know. I didn't know what to say. And
I was so awkward. If you met me and you
but he was
noticed how
very
awkward I am.
nice. He was
Oh,
very
so
nice, and he reached out afterwards and
Yeah.
said maybe next time we're all together and play a game together.
Yeah.
And I'm also waiting for Dead Reckoning. I have that coming very soon. I'm super pumped for it.
It's his new game, so.
Oh god, it was so fun. We got to meet like Starling Grant, like
Oh yeah,
Just-
we already talked about Mick, but Starling Grant, Alicia and Dwayne from Blackboard Gaming.
Yeah.
You guys are like, don't tell the others, but you're like some of my favorite people.
they're so amazing.
Like I love spending time with everybody.
I know.
It's just like you're in this huge area with people who all care about the same things.
Yeah.
And it's just so fun. And I mean, like, overall, I think that Dice Tower, it's just super fun because it's a gaming convention. There's going to be some issues that you have, as you do with every convention.
Mhm.
You know, we only stayed in the mask on section.
Mhm.
So I think that there was probably a ton more people that were in the masked off section that
Yeah.
we didn't even get to see or interact with.
Yeah.
It was just fun. I don't know. It's fun.
Yeah, it was a very good
Any
time.
of these, we're always going to have fun at these conventions, I
Yeah.
think.
And I think we did a better job. We've probably alluded to this before, but when we were at PAX, it was our first convention. We didn't really know what to do. We weren't super confident.
We didn't know anybody.
We didn't know anyone, so we kept seeing people in peripheries, and we kind of awkwardly say hi, and we didn't really have a chance to chat. But then this time I think we kind of broke out of our
Yeah.
shells a little
The
bit.
problem is that I'm a very, like, awkward human
Hmm.
until you get to know me, and then I, like, open up and then I talk more. But,
Yeah.
like, the first, like, interaction with me might be very, like...
Yeah. I sometimes wonder if I come across as unapproachable. I don't know. I just sometimes think that.
I find you very approachable.
Well, you know me. But anyway, like, I think we did a better job at actually going up and saying, hey, like, you know, and people knew
Yeah.
us a bit more this time than PAX.
Yeah.
And it was just a better...
We had pre-met a bunch of people, so that was good.
Yeah.
I also, one more thing, we got vending machine cake. They had a vending machine with cake in it, and it yelled at you, and it sang to you about, hey, who wants to eat some cake?
I actually thought the cake was very good.
I really liked it. We got a funfetti cake, and we got that with Tyler and Ilya and Monique and Naveen.
At,
Monique
like,
and
one.
Naveen got like a chocolate fudge cake, and Tyler and Ilya also got the funfetti cake. It was good.
It was
It was
like 1
vending
in the
machine
morning.
cake. I mean, it's cake.
I actually really liked it. It had a ton of icing on
yeah,
it, but I was...
prefer less icing.
No,
I
I
like
was
the cake.
I was all in on that icing.
Yeah.
But it was just too early in the morning. I was like, oh, I can't eat this.
Yeah.
1:30.
We didn't buy anything also, did we? For once in our lives?
No.
Yeah.
We did not buy anything.
So you should be proud of us until you see
Until
our
you
next
see
haul.
the board game haul.
That'll be coming up later. It's very ominously sitting next to us. Anyways, that was our Dice Tower West experience. We had a great time. Will we go again? Yes, we would go again if
Mhm.
the opportunity presented itself. If Tyler and Ilya go again, we would probably go again, basically.
Yeah, I think, again, some things would need to fall into place
Yeah.
in order for us to
It just,
go
it was
again.
very convenient. I was already traveling
Yeah.
for work in that area.
That one just aligned.
Yeah. The stars were all
The
aligned.
stars aligned on that one. I don't know how easy that's going to be for us to go to in the future, but
Yeah. The next convention we are going to will be PAX Unplugged. I doubt that we'll get to anything else before that. We would love to do all of them, but there's only so much time in the
Yeah.
world.
yeah,
So,
PAX
PAX is...
at the end of the year. So
Yeah.
you decided not to do Gen Con?
Oh, Gen Con. No decisions have been made.
Gen Con's a
Indiana
possibility.
is a very expensive place to go, and I don't understand why.
Jamie's considering, it'll just be Jamie. She's considering Gen Con.
We'll see.
But
Who knows? Anyways.
Slim chance, I think.
Slim chance. Anyways, I think that's it for Dice Tower West. We talked a lot longer than I thought that we would.
There's
So I
probably a lot of
hope that
filler.
you enjoyed our stories
Mhm.
and that you stuck along with us. And if we met you, thank you for saying hi. And if
Yes.
we didn't meet you, I hope to meet you someday.
Yes.
If you're interested in buying board games, like some of these kinds,
Mm-hmm.
you should first start by checking your friendly local gaming store. And for us here in Halifax, that is...
The Boardroom Game Cafe.
Exactly. We thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you see,
Please subscribe.
we hope to see you again soon. And now we say goodbye. Goodbye.
Later days.
Glee.
Yeah, check it in.
Anyways.
Frickin' editing, man. In Toronto, you have to wait for your bags to clear customs. I don't know why I did that. For your bags to clear customs. I'm like, I don't believe you, but okay.
Is that Albie?
It is. He's got a toy.
Oh no. He kicked it under here. I gotta go let that clown upstairs.
Paladins?
Nope, that wasn't that day.
Well, we don't have to go by day, do we?
Well, that's
Are we
what I
going
thought we were
every day?
doing.
Okay.
Recap. Anyways, okay, fine. It doesn't matter. We won't go day by day because Jeff is getting annoyed.
I'm not getting annoyed. You're just real snappy.
How? I was telling a story and you were like,
No,
after
I was
you
like-
told a 10-minute story.
I was like, are we going to go day by day? And you're like, ugh, that's what we're doing.
Well, it is what we're doing.
Don't say that. Just say, yeah, that's what we're doing.
Jeff, yeah, that's what we're doing.
Don't give me your friggin' sass face. Maybe you're right there.
Oh, that's right.